Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Want to remind you all over social media, Facebook, X, Blue Sky, and of course our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. Please, please, please subscribe. We appreciate you. All right, so Broadway legend PattyLuPone apologized for her foul comments about fellow marquee actor Keisha Lewis and Tony Award decorated Broadway star Audra McDonald. In a new interview with The New Yorker, LuPone recalled working on The Roommate and sharing a wall with Alicia Keys' Hell's Kitchen production featuring Lewis. LuPone sent a message to the Hell's Kitchen sound team to lower the music as it bled through the walls. After they obliged, she sent flowers and a thank you note. But Lewis condemned LuPone's actions as racially aggressive and rooted in privilege, appearing to label a black show loud. Now, LuPone now scoffs, oh my God, here's the problem. She calls herself a veteran. Let's find out how many Broadway shows Keisha Lewis has done because she doesn't know what the F she's talking about. After Googling, she said that she's done 7. I've done 31. Don't call yourself a vet, bitch. The New Yorker notes that Lewis actually has done 10 and LuPone has done 28. When told about McDonald reportedly leaving supportive emojis under Lewis's post, which has his comments now turned off, LuPone said, exactly, and I thought you would know better. That's typical of Audra. She's no friend. Well, apparently the Tonys are this coming weekend, and hundreds of actors on Broadway have signed a petition for her not to be able to show up with LuPone. And so she did issue a heartfelt apology. And she said her whole career, she's never apologized for things she said, but it stops today. And apparently, a lot of people said it was really heartfelt and reflective. When McDonald was asked about it, she said, I haven't seen her in 7 years. I think it was 11 or 7 years because of just life. So she has an issue. I don't know what it is. You have to ask her. What are your thoughts? I'll start with you, Chike. Being in the arts. What are your thoughts on this?
Divas are going to diva.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was more about how she did what she did. It wasn't like she walked over there and she talked to the cast and the crew and the director of the production. She went secretly to the sound people, which work under everyone else,
Mm-hmm.
and usurped, going through a chain of command
Right.
to get what she wanted. So in my life, and I apply things, and I try to think in 360. I try to put myself in other people's shoes.
Yeah.
But once you backdoor me and you don't come to me with an issue and you go around to try to usurp me or get me fired or talk bad about me behind my back, and then it comes back to me, I can't trust you anymore. Like you're not an ally. You weren't an ally. You tried to do me in secretly. Because that's what she did. She dealt with the sound people behind them. And then she had nerve to send them flowers or something. She
Yeah.
gave them some type of gift after the fact.
Yeah.
No bueno, sister. No bueno. You're wrong for that. You should have went to the head diva over there and had a diva to diva conversation, took her to lunch and did it like a woman. Hey, I'm having trouble singing over you powerful, big lung, black, beautiful women because whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Coming from you being PattyLuPone and who you are and who you represent, that would have went much further than you being the diva talking sound people, probably because you worked with them in the past and you had a little relationship with maybe like the sound coordinator or whatever. No bueno, not good. And I don't think that they should keep her from coming to the Tonys. I think they should let her come to the Tonys. And what y'all should do when she's on stage, if she happens to get on stage, is give her your back.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a fan of cancellation. I'm not. I like for people to see I'm displeased with you. Do you want to cut off their money train so they can't survive and they can't live? I don't. If you can live and people not support you, God be to you. But I'm not going to try to ruin your career. What I will do is not pay attention to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Brittany, do you think she should be able to come to the Tony Awards?
I don't know these people. I was literally like trying to read her apology. It looked like her PR wrote her apology.
It
It's
was very detailed.
it covered all the bases. She has a
Right.
great PR team. Yeah, I'm with Chike. I don't know how Audra feel. I could care less enough for me to have you banned from somewhere I'm gonna be at, but you're gonna have to see me. You gonna like, oh yeah, she was in the apology. She was like, I hope to have a conversation. We definitely can. You would have to see me. You have all those words on the internet. We gonna see each other. Like, so I'd be like, come on.
Yeah. And Audra, she's the most nominated actress on Broadway. You know, she's legendary herself. Lupone is had uh, she's stereotypical. Well, she's had a history of being very outspoken, she gets in these
She's a diva.
yeah. And so, but one thing, she can't stand Trump. I love that. Love that. I love that. All right. Well, those who are fans of Real Housewives of Atlanta and the franchise earlier seasons may remember the friend of the show, Dwight Eubanks. Now, in a recent interview with People, Dwight opened up about his health and announced that he's been diagnosed with prostate cancer. In an interview, he shared that he learned about the diagnosis back in January after getting blood work done at his church health fair. He had a follow-up prostate-specific antigen blood test done in April, which confirmed the diagnosis. He said, I was shocked, I was angry, I was just emotionally a wreck. Dwight added, when you hear the word cancer, you freak out. I'm human. Society has told us that cancer was just devastating and you just have days to live. So, of course, I freaked out and I'm still freaking out. It was noted that Dwight's grandfather was diagnosed with prostate cancer and kept it from his family before passing away. Dwight was aware of the possibility, but was told that because the history of prostate cancer came from his mother's side, he wasn't a high risk that he would be diagnosed as well. He shared that he was working with his doctors to develop a treatment plan and is encouraging others to get screened and maintain good health. Of course, we're sending prayers his way. Now, um, they said if you live long enough as a man, you could get prostate cancer. He's supposed to be tested for it. I know my father, he was tested for it regularly and they started monitoring it. And so when it did hit him, all he had to do was have a surgery because they had been monitoring for so long.
Mhm.
And so he's encouraging one to make sure they stay and get screened and maintain their health. Chike, as a man, it's important to get this message out so that more men are getting checked because this is one that is, if you it's detected early, it's very treatable.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
Preventative medicine is the best medicine. Stay up on your health, people.
Absolutely.
Because it's always best to catch it ahead of time as opposed to later on down the road.
Yeah.
Because what normally happens is if something like a cancer, when it gets to stage 3 and 4, they have to give you so much more medication to help get you back to normal that sometimes the medication is what really does you in, not
Yeah.
so much the cancer.
Exactly. The side
That's why you find a lot of people opting not, if they know they're far along enough, they don't opt to treat it. They want to live the rest of their life out because they know once the medication gets prescribed, it's like downhill.
Yeah. Yeah. Brittany, I know you're a fan of Housewives of Atlanta. What are your thoughts
I
when you
do.
hear this?
I remember him. I think he was either Sheree friend or favorite friend, but I do remember him.
Mm,
It's sad, but I mean, like it's not a death sentence. It's
right.
not the end of the world. There's still stuff that can be done, so we're not gonna wish that on him. But like they said, even now the prostate it used to be an uncomfortable procedure, but now they test your blood for it. So
Yeah.
just go to the doctor. I can't tell you how many black men I know, or black people in general, and like it's not in our culture to go
Right.
and take care of our health and do those things. Like we wait till we feel something wrong and it's like do it before then. So do your annuals, your physicals and all and know your medical rights too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, a Georgia teen is inspiring thousands online after showing up for his Burger King shift in full graduation attire just hours after walking across the stage. The moment was caught on camera and quickly went viral, sparking support from strangers nationwide. Now, on what should have been a celebratory night, 18-year-old Mikal Baker proved what commitment looks like. After graduating from high school in Decatur, Georgia, Baker clocked in to a scheduled shift at a local Burger King, still wearing his cap and gown. A customer, Maria Mendoza, who was moved by the teen's dedication, captured the moment on TikTok. The video showing Baker humbly working behind the counter racked up millions of views just a few days. Mendoza also started a GoFundMe that has raised over $150,000 and counting. And the thing was, he
Oh,
was thinking about taking a leap year because he didn't think he could afford to go to school, but now he can. And I believe he's going after a trade or something like that that he's excited about, jumping off his career. I mean, I remember when I graduated, I wasn't even thinking about working. I was so ready to just celebrate. Brittany, what are your thoughts seeing this team?
I am so triggered by this story. I did not know you was gonna put this up there, but baby, Steven, I am dealing with an 18-year-old that just graduated like 2 weeks ago, and I can't
Yeah,
get that little Negro out the bed. You hear me? Like he won't get from in front of that TV. He think that now that he out of high school,
done.
he gonna use the rest of this summer to suck up my air and eat all my food in the pantry. So I am so triggered by the fact that this man graduated and went to work. I went through my son's phone and I found him calling into work for no damn reason. He don't have no school and he's still not going to work. So like I applaud that young man because he these days have no grit, no grind, no hustle unless it's easy money. And good luck to him. I hope he does well and goes far.
Me too. Chicken, what are your thoughts on this young king?
Kudos. There is no path that's perfect. There's no path that's set. Whatever path you pick is your path. It's already the die's already cast for you. Whatever your future is, it's what it is. Um, if he was going to take a leap year, if he happens to see this broadcast, I would highly recommend that he probably still take the leap year. Take time to think about what you want to do. Find what you love to do. What will you want to do and not get paid for it? That needs to be the thing that you would pursue.
Absolutely.
And because I was late to school. I didn't go to college until I was 21 because I was already working. I came out of high school working for the Board of Education, so I was making money. And then I decided to go to a business school. So it wasn't directly in the college. So by the time I got to college, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I
Mhm.
didn't waste time.
Yeah.
But how many people do you hear that children go to school and they flunk out maybe the first or second year
Mhm.
because they're still children?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I was going to school, my mom told me a lot of people you meet first semester, you won't see second semester. This is freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
Yep.
what are you talking about? And she was very right. Like I had a very close friend I became really close with freshman year. And I remember we had kind of gotten into it right for the end of the semester. And so he actually came out of my dorm room. He was like, hey man, I was gonna say I'm about to head. I said, okay. I said, I'll see you next semester. He said, yeah. Never saw him again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I agree with you. And congratulations, shout out to everyone who donated to this GoFundMe for this young man. That was
Mm-hmm.
life changing, life changing. All right, last story. So
The,
Florida. Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt. They said the class of 2025, congratulations to all the college and high
Yes.
school graduates, was the largest graduating class in US history. And I thought that was very, like
Yeah.
significant. So congrats to y'all.
Congrats. Congrats. All right, a Florida man, Eugene Strickland, is suing Walt Disney World for $50,000, claiming he suffered a serious injury on a water slide at the company's Blizzard Beach water park. Strickland was reportedly over the posted weight limit during the incident. Now, Strickland filed the lawsuit last week, alleging that he sustained lasting injuries after riding the downhill Double Dipper slide in July of 2021. At the time, Strickland weighed 334 pounds, exceeding the attraction's 300-pound weight restriction, according to the complaint. It's unclear whether Strickland was informed of or warned about the limit before the ride. He reportedly lost control of the inner tube during the ride and briefly became airborne before slamming into the side's hard plastic surface. The lawsuit blames the slide's layout and exhilarating speed for causing the incident. Strickland claims the incident left him physical pain, scarring, and emotional distress that continued to impact his daily life. The lawsuit also accuses Disney of negligence, arguing that the park failed to properly maintain safe condition and allowed the hazardous situation to persist. This case adds to a growing list of legal challenges Disney faces regarding its water attraction this season. Now, does this man have a case?
Can I ask a
You sound
question?
like a
I'm
slip and
sorry.
fall at a corner store.
So, I'm sorry. So, he was in an inner tube. The inner tube went down the chute.
Yes.
And at some point in time, it took flight.
Exhilarating.
Okay. And it's a water ride, right?
Yes.
Doesn't that happen all the time? Isn't that part of the ride?
Boy,
No, his weight made him take on too much speed. And then his weight made gravity bring him down too hard. And it scarred him.
On the side of a hard plastic surface. This reminds me of Norbit. Remember Rasputia going down the slide?
I tell you, no accountability.
Okay.
Boy, you knew you was fat when you got up on that goddamn ride. And you knew when you saw nobody else, your goddamn sides going down that little circle thing, you knew you was too big to fit. So now you mad because all them little kids was recording. I would have been dying. Okay.
You want to see a bitch go down the slide?
First of all, there is no case if it's written that you need to be blah 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 blah, and you was dun 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 dun. First of all, it's dead right there because you disobeyed what was written. They have a policy. You don't meet the criteria. I remember growing up here in Jersey, Six Flags is like right up the road.
Yeah.
They had a line. Many years it was here to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, here, sorry. Mm-hmm. It was here. And they told my little ass to sit down. For many, many years, even though I was as old as my friends, I just was short.
Right.
And I could not ride the ride. So I was the Snoopy holder or the bag holder, the slushy holder.
Right.
You had to cross over the ride to get to the exercise and wait there for everybody to get off the ride.
Yep. Yep.
I don't think homie has a case right here, but we'll see.
I don't think he does either.
But who got the video? Y'all dropped the video. I know somebody was recording. Whoever got the video, tag Stephen Knight Show at Stephen Knight. What? Say your tagline.
The Stephen Knight Show.
But I feel like at the end of the day, all the things that he named was what you get on a ride for. You want the auxiliary, you want the near danger, you want all of that. That's why you get on it, for the thrill. He did what most people want, to be airborne. You know how many people want to fly up in the air?
Well, he said he has physical pain, scarring, and emotional distress.
His body was probably moving around like it hadn't moved before.
Y'all imagine him screaming. He probably have more of a case if he got stuck in it. Now, if you got stuck in that circle thing coming down and they had to like weld you out of there, you got a case.
I don't think he has a case because it was written. It was written.
Yeah.
But is it written weight? I remember the height, but is the weight? I don't remember weight being on there. Yeah, bro, you gonna ruin it for the rest of us. Man, every time somebody come in, if they look like they look thick, they gonna be like, you can't get on. You got to start stepping on scales and shit.
Just like
piss
when
me
you
off.
go on a plane, just like when you go on the plane and you happen to be too wide, they either say, can you buy another seat or can you take your exit?
Mm-hmm. Man.
Yeah, they're gonna start assuming weights or making you step on the scale, and that's gonna be.
It's gonna be on the side. It's gonna be like one of the bariatric scales. You know how you gotta take your bag and stick it in that little carousel to see if it fit. They're gonna have a bariatric little scale on the
Right.
side. Can you come
Right.
over here, please? It's gonna pull you behind the curtain so you don't get embarrassed. And they're gonna
Oh,
close
be
the
bad
curtain.
because when them little teenagers tell me to step on that scale, I'm going. Oh, I'm cussing him out. And I'm be like, go get the manager.
Right.
Oh, you're gonna see a lot of times that curtain fly back with a lot of cussing.
Exactly.
And a black woman coming out.
Oh my God. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for Hot Topics. When we come back, movie reviews right back after this.